What's going on? My name is Mike. This is Wall Street Traders, where we break down the hot trending stocks using technical analysis to put you at advantage at the market.
You a genius.
So the highly recommended ticker symbol that you guys have requested is AMC. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down an analysis and kind of give you guys what direction I personally think that this is going in. I just did GameStop. That was another highly recommended. If you haven't already checked that out, that's my previous video. Go ahead and watch that one. And of course, like and subscribe, guys. I do post these daily, or I try my best to, so it really helps out in the long run for you guys to do that for me. But okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do, since I have my chart and graphs already pulled up and everything, we are gonna start at a higher time frame. So what this allows us to do is to see the overall direction and picture that our stock is in. So starting at the weekly time frame, we can get the most information to predict the next move. So as of right now on the weekly chart, don't mind the graphs now because I'll explain how I found those. But as of right now, we are over here in this little area. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see the individual candlesticks when we go further in depth. But as of right now, this is where we're at. So we're kind of in this channel. And so how did I find this channel? So the next thing that we want to find out after finding what direction that we're in, uptrend, downtrend, or consolidation, not breaking new highs or lows, we can see that we're clearly in a uptrend. Let me zoom in so you guys can just see it. But this is all from January to where we're at today, which is right here. The market does open in about 30 minutes. So, but yes, we just been pumping and pumping and pumping straight up, guys, right into previous resistance. So now we can talk about the graphs. So where these lines came from. So after finding the direction that our stock is going in, we want to find our support and resistance lines. So this further puts us at advantage at the market, so we know where certain areas where stocks will tend to reject and fail, or on support where they'll hit and bounce and continue a higher uptrend or create a reversal. So where we're at right now, if we look to our left, we have this candlestick over here with its wick rejecting right in this area. Okay, so we want to test this at least more than 3 times to consider this a major area of support. And you want to do this by the highest and lowest points on the chart itself. So we continue to look to our left. We have all these candlesticks that were riding on our support previously. This is back in 2018. So eventually we'll break back down to where we're at now. But I just want to show you guys the overall direction and picture of this. So right here we were hitting this as a support. So we were trying to create an uptrend. Ultimately it failed and went all the way down. We come back to our left in the same area. It was hitting that support area. And then back over here, which was on the opposite side, which now if we're above, it's going to usually work as a floor. If it's below, it's going to work as a roof. So we can see that these candlesticks previously back here were hitting this, rejected down. We're hitting this, rejected down. Peekabooed kind of through, and then finally ultimately created a breakout and then went higher. So we can even zoom out all the way to the point where we cannot, go any further back. But that's exactly what you guys want to do to find your major areas. So what does this tell me? That where we're at right now, knowing that we're hitting a major resistance area, which is this area right here, the 13 to $15 area. And on top of that, we have this crazy uptrend. We've just been pumping and pumping and pumping. So when you run a marathon, guys, are you going to take a 15-minute break and then can run another marathon? No, definitely not. So what we're going to want to see this do is maybe pull back a healthy 50% retracement, right? Come back, retest our resistance area, and then ultimately wait for a breakout. So you would want your entry, around the probably the $14 or $15 area. I personally would put it above this wick right here just to stay on the safe side. And that's if you're an aggressive trader. If you are want to be on the safe side, what you could do is, wait for this to retest the support area, create a breakout, come back down and retest our floor. So this is a further confirmation that buyers are stepping up and our support is holding. And then obviously you would do the same thing, have your entry at the $14 area, your stop loss below our major resistance line. That's why we have it, which would be around the $13, $12 area. And then your target, your first target, is your previous highest point. If we look to our left, that's around in the $20 area. So that's that's a good 3-to-1 target right there, guys. That's ultimately what you want to do. But as of this being pumped up so much, guys, with no healthy retracement or no break at all, that's it's not terrible, but ultimately it's going to want to cool off, pull back, so it can make further highs. I'm not saying that this is going to crash. I personally don't trade these type of stocks. I usually stick to ETFs or crypto or whatever. But so now let's look at our support. So what happens if it gets rejected in this resistance? Because it has before. If we look to our left, this is a known area for where this would be rejected. So if this does get rejected, another buying area would be the $6 area. So if it gets rejected, we look all the way down here. We have our support line set up. This is our next major level, guys. We're building channels so that way we can understand and read these graphs properly. That's why we have these tools. So on the opposite side, remember, on the opposite side where it's hitting is going to be like a roof. So what do we see over here? It came down after breaking through our channel, right? Came up, got rejected, pulled back, came up, ultimately double retest and failure, guys. Then came down here, right? Pulled all the way back down to, look, our own little channel right here. If we wanted to put another line here, we could. And you guys, let me just go ahead and do that so you guys can see that. Let me put that right there. So where did it pull back to? It pulled back to an area that has been tested before. Look to our left. This area has been tested multiple times, hitting more than, I'd say, about 3 times in that area. So if you knew how to understand and read these charts, you could see that, oh look, we're back down in the dollar area. We look to our left, back in 4 or 5 months ago when it hit this area, it bounced. So when you see it over here and it bounced, you could have caught maybe a $2 or $3, $4 move. Quick scalp trade, got back out, wait for the retest. And as it did, it retested. I personally would have sold this because it peekabooed a little bit below our support right there. But obviously, we ultimately went to the moon, guys. And then came, crashing back down to here onto our support, our previous support, and then what happened? It bounced up into our resistance. You see how all this comes together, guys? All right, so now we're on the weekly. Let's go down to the daily so you guys can see this a little bit better. So we can see that it came up 50% retracement, which is that healthy pullback like I was saying, pumped up, consolidated just a little bit, and then gapped up into our resistance area. So like I said, you figure out what type of trade a trader you are, aggressive, etc., whatever. But the main goal, guys, is to understand this and to protect your portfolio at all costs, because money management is the name of the game. If you're losing money, obviously it's not. Well, it depends how much, because honestly, you should, as a new trader, you shouldn't be risking more than $10 per trade. But everybody's different. I'm just here to kind of explain and break down these charts so you guys can make your own decisions. So. Ultimately, I hope you guys learned something and you guys have an idea on what your plan is, because that's what you guys want. You can't just jump in a trade without knowing what you're going to do. You have to have a plan, a target, and a stop loss, guys, so you know that you're protected and you're protecting yourself. But if you guys really enjoy my videos and if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, go ahead and check them out. As long as I'm getting likes and subscribe, guys, I'm going to be making videos every single day, or try my best to. But I really hope you guys have a beautiful day, guys, and happy trading.